Start it up with the Startup Nation.
So I'm gonna actually throw in a zinger here for Scott McDonald, our marketing maniac, the head of marketing over at LegalZoom, and Riva Lasansky, the CEO of GrowBiz Media, who's been editorial director at Entrepreneur Magazine for decades prior to that, and Scott Gerber, who runs the Young Entrepreneur Council and is a venture capitalist and an all-around good-time guy. I wanted to create something with you guys that I'm going to call the Strategy Smackdown. And we're going to talk about, that's right, we're going to talk about a specific strategy that I want you guys to weigh in on, whether you like it or not. Now, let me set the stage. The University of Utah Business School, in particular, a couple of researchers, one there and one at the Boston University School of Business Management, have released a study. And the conclusion of their study is that, contrary to popular belief, it rarely pays off to be first to market. And in fact, it's better to be second to market or not first to market. And
I agree.
They cited automotive industry examples, the big automotive companies that exist today. None of the original automotive businesses were there. Think of Friendster versus Facebook. You can think of computer companies. I forget the names of the first few computer companies that came out, but that's the point.
Osborne or something.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot, and the reason they say that it's actually not good to be a first mover or a first mover advantage is a myth, is that when you are second to market, you can essentially vicariously experience what the other company has done and improve upon it and create a better formula. So in our Strategy Smackdown, I'm going to ask you for, you can even do it with thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you guys like the idea of being a first mover, first to market, or not? Thumbs up for first to market. Thumbs down for first to market. Wow.
Now, I think being first to market is a terrible idea, because if you're first to market, it's showing you two things. Number one, that there's definitely somebody else working on what you're working on. I'm a full believer that you're not the only originator of your idea at this day and age. I'd rather wait until I see somebody in the market doing something, so at least I know, not just from a tactical perspective and a marketing perspective, but like you said before, what doodads are working, what widgets are working for them and not working, and customer service being most important.
Okay, very good. Riva, the thumbs down too. Why?
Because I think when you're first to market, you have to be the explainer. You have to, especially from a marketing perspective, you have to introduce this entirely new concept, what it is, what it does, what the price is.
Slower,
you're second to market.
more
They've already done Yep, they've already done all the work for you. You can figure out what to do based on what they've done and what's gone right or wrong for them.
All right, marketing maniac Scott McDonald, what are your views?
Well, I'm at LegalZoom. Despite the fact that we're probably the brand name in legal right now, a lot of people assume that we were the first to market. We weren't. The space was littered with companies that did what we did, that either didn't have the process right, the product right, or burnt through a ton of cash very quickly in the early days. And LegalZoom kind of learned from that and just, focused and batten down the hatches and basically were very entrepreneurial, lived on top ramen for a long time before we started making any money.
Yeah, well, now, but I have to tell you, I am appalled at the Brain Trust. I can't believe you guys. You are discouraging the thing that America does best, which is being breakthrough innovators. You're telling us
I don't think that's it. Well, I think there's a difference. I think we're saying be better, and that's something that I think is very different than just saying be innovative or not innovative.
But
I think that right now,
Japanese entrepreneurship to me.
No, innovation does not equal inventiveness. You don't need to be the inventor to innovate. In fact, it's about not reinventing the wheel. If you want to reinvent the wheel, you're an inventor. So you come up with something, then someone else can innovate on that. When you look at the really successful, truly successful non-technology entrepreneurs out there, you think of people like Tom Monahan, who founded Domino's Pizza, or Fred DeLuca, who did Subway sandwiches, or even Ray Kroc. Those were not those were not inventive, they were innovative, and I think that's really the key. Maybe in technology it's different. With tech, you have to be first to market. But I think outside of that, I think you can innovate on top of someone else's invention.
Yeah, I think it's if there are 10 businesses in a market that's not saturated, that means there's room for an 11th. That's how I look at it.
There's an island in northern Michigan where I grew up called Mackinac Island, and it's a cool place. 8 miles around, no mechanized vehicles allowed. Everything is by bicycle and horseback. It's really quaint and cute, and they have a British fort at the top of the hill, the whole thing, and fudge. And fudge, exactly. That's where I'm headed with this, Scott McDonald. And they have no fewer on Main Street, no fewer than 13 fudge stores. And you have to ask yourself, who had the brilliant idea to put in store number 13? What were they thinking? What was
their fudge better?
And I got to tell you,
it's all about making it better.
You can
Maybe
see
they have better fudge.
Yeah, you can see an example of that all over the place. Many times you'll see a gas station, kitty corner from a gas station at an intersection. And the reason, I think, is because that's a high traffic area and a high need area with a demonstrated population or potential marketplace. So
that's exactly right. And you'll also see like a 7-Eleven right across the street from a major supermarket. Like, who in their right mind would go to 7-Eleven when the prices are cheaper across the street? But people will pay for convenience, and it happens all the time.
All right.
Competition creates opportunity.
It appears as though the strategy Smackdown conclusion is being a first mover is overrated.
Yes, but it can work. Like, I don't want to be. I'll take the first mover on Angry Birds. That's I'm addicted to that game. And also, first mover in advertising can actually be important. Like, you know, I've done a lot of research on the Hispanic market, and you will often see that the first mover talking to that audience, the Hispanic Latino audience, actually wins the game for a very long time because they were the very first to kind of reach out to that demographic.
Great comment.
But you know, there was a study I saw the other day, and I can't remember it, that said that basically put the kibosh on this whole thing of get them while they're young, form a brand loyalty, and never leave you. And they've showed that that's not true. People are really willing to leave brands that they're really familiar with and even like for a better, newer, cheaper, more convenient type brand.
Absolutely.
Okay, very good. So thank you very much for your perspectives on our strategy Smackdown. No, not too much blood was shed. That's good.
Next time.
Until next time.
Yes.